Hey y'all, welcome back to the Hot Rod Dad channel. Glad you came. Hope you stay. Like, subscribe, comment, share, etc., etc. It's just a gorgeous day today here in Tennessee. In fact, it's Mother's Day, so for any of you mothers out there that may be watching, happy Mother's Day. And we celebrated earlier with the family, and this afternoon it's just kind of quiet, so I think I'm gonna come out here and take a nap right here in my Adirondack chair after I get done filming this intro, of course. But today's video is all about Ridz by the River in Cartersville, Georgia. That's R-I-D-Z, Ridz by the River. Check out their Facebook page. They have 2 shows a year, spring and fall. And this event is put on by just a lovely couple there in Cartersville that opens up their estate for just a gathering of gearheads, if you will. So it's just it's not like any other show that I've been to. There's no trophies, there's no entry fee for spectators or participants, and like I said, they just open up their estate for all these cool cars to show up. They have music all day Saturday, food trucks. It's just a great time, and we had great weather for it. Just very mild, mid-70s, and just gorgeous blue skies all day. So without further ado, y'all check out Ridz by the River in Cartersville, Georgia. So I haven't even made it into the show yet, but I'm just checking out some rides out here in the parking lot. Right here is a 1957 Ford Ranchero. Again, just out here in the Spectator parking. Haven't even made it in the show yet, and I found this spectacular 69 Chevy Camaro pace car. Any of you that have watched the channel for very long, I've said several times, this is my favorite Camaro of all time. So this is just the overflow parking over here, and we're having to hike a good piece to the show. And again, still have not made it into the show, but I'm finding all kinds of cool stuff out here in the Spectator parking. So it's kind of a show out here in the parking lot, or in the parking field, I should say. So we just got over to the show area over here, and this is my first time here. It's a free show, so anybody is welcome. And we're gonna go in here and check out some cool stuff. And it looks like it's gonna be a really big event. I can tell already that I really like this 56 Chevy. Wow. So like I said, this is a free show, both a spectator and participant, from what I was reading. And it looks like they really got a good turnout today. This is not a typical show. I don't think they give trophies and such. So it's just more or less a big gathering of, you know, just gearheads getting together and having a good time. And it looks like they've got a really good mix of vehicles. You know, from stockers to modified, street rods, hot rods, full-blown race cars, I imagine. You can see just how many cars that go all the way over there. I don't even know where to start. good looking 56 Ford F100 right here. But it looks like it's a small block Chevy powered. Right next to it, we've got a 68 Chevy C10, looks like. I like that houndstooth interior. And we have got a beautiful day here on tap for this show. About mid 70s, very low humidity. So if the wind blows, it's just a little bit cool, but it feels really good. What a gorgeous Model A Ford. Looks like it's been totally restored. This would be a 1930 model, I believe. One thing about these old Model A's, they are tiny inside. Here is a killer old Chevy 3100, about a 1952 model. Gorgeous patina on this truck. Looks like original paint even. But my favorite thing is that little dealership emblem right there. Very cool. I am digging this 68 Chevy C10. And this one you don't see too often. This is a long bed. Most everyone wants a short bed, and a lot of guys even shorten them up by cutting them right there and taking the section out. But this one has plenty of space to haul stuff. That's a long bed, but my friend Hollis would say it's a wrong bed. He likes them short. Y'all, I spotted something up here I'm not too familiar with. I'm gonna have to make my way over here and figure out just what these two cars are. Does not look American. This one is obviously powered by an LS, it looks like. Do you belong to one of these cars, sir?
I do. I belong to this one.
What's your name, sir?
My name's Mark Owsley.
Good to meet you.
Good to
Can you
meet
tell
you.
us a little bit about them?
Sure, it's an old British race car, copy of one, made by Chuck Beck. He did about 30 of these. These things were in the 50s. Brian Lister and Jim Hall from Shelby and then Jim Hall Racing went to Brian Lister and said, hey, could we have a couple of these things, or actually 4 of them, put Corvette guts in them, and then take the Jag 6 cylinders out and their suspension. They were so successful in it, the thing, they built 17 more of them and raced 58, 59, and 60, and then retired them.
So you said it was a copy of a Lister.
A Lister Knobley was what the car was called.
What year would that have been?
1958.
58. So who did you say reproduced them?
Chuck Beck. Chuck was Chuck was one of the fabricators that worked for Carroll Shelby when they built the GT40. He was in the original. He was one of the original fabricators that worked for Carroll and Phil Remington that built the GT40. After that, he started building Spiders, 904s, the Listers, and building his own race cars, raced Can-Am, set drag race records. So he's a legend.
Very reminiscent of that era when Cobras and that type of cars, the Sunbeam Tigers and those type of cars were beating up the racetrack.
Exactly.
I like this little headrest right here and this little speed blister right back here.
Well, they put those back in the day and they called them helmet spears.
Okay.
And that was mostly, these things didn't have any windshields in them. They just had a small plexiglass, so it was the aerodynamics going over your head. They thought to continue that.
And you call this a what?
Helmet spear.
Helmet
I've heard
spear.
them called that.
Okay. Gorgeous car, both of them.
Thank you.
And you're in Georgia?
We are.
You're from Georgia?
In Carrollton, Georgia, and my friend here lives in Douglasville. Chuck was going to join us this morning, but he was a little under the weather this morning, so he didn't make it out.
So what you got under the hood here?
So this is a crate motor.
Okay.
Haven't wiped anything down here, so
small block in there.
Yeah. So it started its life as a 385 fast burn crate motor, GM performance, and then put the cam in it, roller rocker, roller heads, did some different things. So it's 430 horsepower, a little bit more, something like that.
And what kind of weight is the car?
The car weighs 2,000 pounds. Actually, we put it on scales. It was 2026, and it's 52% heavy on the back tires. When you look at this long nose, you can see how far the engine is shoved back. So the car drives like a midship car.
Yeah.
Ultimately. So
very cool car. That's a good horsepower to weight ratio too.
Yeah, not too bad.
I bet it is a lot of fun to drive.
I was an Army helicopter pilot once upon a time,
so that explains the seat belts, huh?
Well, and the
oh, I see. Yeah, that's very cool. Awesome car, sir.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for telling us about it.
Certainly.
What an epic day for a big old Cadillac convertible. Just to give you a little bit of an idea what kind of diversity is at this show, we got a big old Dodge Power Wagon over here. Looks like a Chevy Malibu over here with a big blown engine in it. And this thing could almost be a full-blown race car. Incredible paint job on this thing. And right next to it, we've got a Ford Festiva over here, an SVO model. I'm not even sure if that was an original model. It looks like it is, though. And this looks to be an original car. It don't look like it's even been modified. Ford Racing right there on the front. Don't know how fast you could get a Ford Festiva, but you know, I'm game to find out. Here is a pretty unusual car. This is a 1926 Chrysler, and this is just about the era when they were starting to take into consideration streamlining. You see the roundness of the grille there. Right over here is a car you're not going to see too many of around out in the public, out on the street. This is an Aston Martin. I saw a few Volkswagens here today. I really like this one. Dubbed Old Betty. They even have a model of it there under the hood, if you will. I don't know if that'd be technically a hood because the engines are in the back on Volkswagens. So is that technically a trunk? I don't know. Y'all tell me down in the comments. He's got a big air horn up here on top. Probably one of my favorites I've seen hit the show today. This 30 or 31 Model A Phaeton. Killer car right here. Love the big baseball stitching on the upholstery. Nice red C10 right here too. Here is a trio of killer rat rods. I got an F3 Ford truck right here. Up first, I like this bed. Crazy Donkey Garage. I like that. Have to be careful walking around this one though. This looks like to be about a 48. This is a very unique build. I dare say that this is this body is completely hand built and very unusual engine choice. Looks like it appears to be a slant 6 Mopar engine. And over here we've got a 26-27 Model T 2-door sedan, and it looks to be sporting a Chevy straight 6. What a cruiser we got over here. This is what I'd call a resto mod. Very modern under the hood and interior, but mostly stock looking on the outside. I think this is about a 1958 Oldsmobile. Feel free to correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong. Not seen too many of these. I see under the hood they've got some covers there. It says Golden Rocket on it, so I do believe this is an Oldsmobile. Here's a cool little bobber truck. This is about a 1946 Chevy cab and front grille. So I have found something really unique right here. This is a 1930 Cadillac. This was the height of luxury in 1930. I can't even imagine how wealthy you'd have to be in that era to own such a car. But as you can see, it's got modern radials on it with those wide white walls. And in fact, this car has been modified from stock under the hood as well. I was talking to one of the guys sitting around here, and he informed me that lurking under that hood is a 6.0 LS engine. And he informed me that when you get in this car, sit down, shut up, and hold on. Here is a couple of really cool rides. This is a 1932 Ford two-door sedan. And over here we've got a big old land yacht of a Buick. Appears to be about a 1934. Check out the luggage rack back here on the back. And it's got kind of a potter's trunk back here. I'm really digging this little Model A coupe right here. Looks like it's got 32 commercial headlights on it. A couple of bomber buckets inside right there. Otherwise, pretty bare bones. And this is pretty much the way they used to build them back in the heyday of hot rods. Y'all, here is a gorgeous Ford F1. This is about a 1948 or 49 model. I love the shade of blue on this truck. And those wide white walls are just the icing on the cake. Like that little bit of pinstriping right there too. I know y'all are probably tired of hearing it. I cannot say enough about the weather today. It is just gorgeous here in Georgia today. About 72, 73 degrees, light breeze blowing, no humidity, just absolutely a great day for a car show. Check out some cool hot rods. Up there is the building. We're going to make our way up there and see what we can find inside the building. I think there's a few inside there. So right here is the building. They're getting ready to perform right here on stage. They got live music all weekend. They've got a pavilion right down there where folks are chowing down on some food from the food trucks. And we're going to go up here and check out some of the cars and trucks up here on display. If you're familiar with Martin Brothers Customs of Iron Resurrection, they're here doing a meet and greet, doing some autographs and stuff over here. Brought some of their stuff to display. Here is a really rowdy 32 Ford two-door sedan. Check out that blower sticking through the hood. And those headers are very reminiscent of the old style boat headers you used to buy back in the 60s. And this one is a full-blown race car. And I just spotted this. I've seen pictures of this online, but I've not seen it in person. So I had to Come over here and check out this tiny little Ford coupe. Let me tell you, this thing is tiny. But it looks like it's got a full-size small block Chevy V8 in it. So I have found the most incredible custom on the place, I believe. This is a Cadillac limousine, and I imagine the footprint of this thing is about a square acre. In fact, I put the camera on a wide angle lens just so I can take all this in and show it to you. This thing is just phenomenal though. Check out this retractable ragtop. This is brought here by Fuller Moto, which I believe is Brian Fuller, if I'm not mistaken. And check out this little bit of custom goodness right back here in the back. Just incredible. But like I said, this thing is massive. I said this is a limo, but actually in the back right there, it looks like a hearse. I don't know exactly what this thing started life out as. Perhaps it is stretched. Here is another of my favorites here today. This is a Studebaker Express Coupe. And this thing is all street rotted out, but it retains all of the original character. Y'all, I found it. This is my favorite thing today at the show. This old Indian motorcycle. It is just spectacular. The detail on this is just amazing. Every piece of it's polished, chromed, painted, refurbished, etc. Just incredible. I'm not sure what year it is. I'm actually very ignorant of early Indian motorcycles, but I sure can appreciate the craftsmanship that went into building this. Hey y'all, thanks for coming along with me to Ridz by the River in Cartersville, Georgia. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, like, and subscribe. As I said, this is probably my favorite show that I've been to in a very, very long time. I was super impressed with this show. I will be back. So y'all check out their Facebook page for upcoming events. As I said, they will have one coming up in September. So you know, maybe I'll make it back then, maybe next spring. If you're in the neighborhood, y'all come check out the show and in person. And until next time.
Y'all get out there and feel something.